Did you see the new Apple Vision Pro?
I did, yeah. Are you getting a pair?
I'm thinking about it. Are you? Oh, you can't get one because you've got an Android.
They won't work with my Android phone, but I could certainly buy an Apple phone if I liked it enough. Who cares?
Would you really?
I have nothing against the iPhone except for the fact that my Android phone does more of what I like.
Like not working with other things?
Works beautifully.
So much more compatible with other stuff.
So much more compatible.
the opposite. No, I think this thing's really cool because
yes, if I wanted to live with 2 file types, I would get an iPhone.
2? You must have some beta version. 2. It's all just stored in one big .mac file. By the way, Sparks bundles are closer to truth on that than you might actually give credit for. I'm trying to see what the hell this thing's called. I'm pretty sure it's called the Vision Pro.
It is called the Apple Vision Pro.
The Apple Vision Pro. Yeah. Now, first of all, they're super cheap. They're just like giving them away.
Oh yeah, $3,500 bucks. Absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
Actually, I was thinking it was going to be $4,000, so I'm pleasantly surprised.
They're already on sale for you.
I'm pleasantly surprised with this price.
Well, they saw the inflation thing and they were like, "We'll just take 10% off the top for Jeff." Here's the thing: I want to get one mainly just to get away from my kids.
How do you do that?
Like, I'm hoping I can just put it on, and
it's AR and VR, so you could have virtual reality.
And I just want to see my children sleeping.
Oh, that's even better. I was thinking you just want to see your kids not there.
No, well, that would also
just edit
work.
them out of the room.
It's like generative fill for my kids. I'm like, wherever you see Max, just show me the background. Just makes them invisible. That would probably work. I'd be like, guys, you're invisible. I can't see you. And then I'm like, why is the house on fire? I don't understand.
Well, you got to have something in the glasses that makes the smell to neutralize,
totally.
so you can't smell anything.
The smoke.
You can't know the house is on fire. Yeah, that's perfect. And also sound. It's got to cancel the sound, like noise canceling headphones.
Yep.
So you can't hear your kids pulling on you and yelling at you, "Daddy, the house is on fire. Get out."
Unrelated story. Middle-aged podcast host dies in house fire wearing $5,000 goggles.
Quiet, please.
That did fuck all to protect him. Anyway, in other news, the 405 traffic's terrible. I'm pretty sure that's how this ends. Great idea, Jeff.
3,
All right.
2.
Company presents a truly terrible podcast. Welcome to Nonsense, episode number 23. I'm Jeff Parker.
I'm CJ Little.
This is our take on the week's business, tech, and entertainment headlines. This time, we'll look at a few exclusive clubs and then take a look at, as a practical matter, what is a currency?
You sound like Forky from Pixar.
Who's Forky?
Forky. He's the fork on Pixar's Toy Story.
Oh, yeah? What? I didn't know he has that voice.
Oh, my God. The shorts are so good. He's got shorts where he says, what is time? What is computer? Like, what is currency?
What is currency?
Yeah, it'd be Forky. It's great.
It's going to matter because something happened in the news this week with currency.
Oh, yeah. I know where this is going.
Yeah. It's National Farm Workers Day.
I'm not one.
No, there are very few of them. It used to be.
I would be a terrible farmer.
It used to be like 87% of the country had to work on the farm.
Yeah.
Now it's like 6%.
I'm glad I'm in the 94%.
Sure.
I hate gardening. I feel like farming is just a slightly better version of gardening.
I love gardening. And I love farming. I love growing.
Farming?
Oh my God, I have things that grow in the backyard, and nothing makes me happier than when like my Asian pears are ripe and ready to eat. I love that.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. My gardeners take them all.
I'm going to have our vices. They take your pears?
They do.
Do they really?
Well, I always say you can help yourself to the Asian pears, and that there's a lot of fruit that grows out there. Take whatever, and I don't mean pack boxes of them. I mean have a few for lunch.
Meanwhile, they've got a conveyor belt set up.
And they walk out of here with literally these lug boxes full of fruit. And it's like, well, there goes all the fruit.
You might want to clarify your position. 1 pear per person should be your rule.
I don't want to make a rule. I don't want to make a limitation. I want them to enjoy the fruit.
But you want to have a fucking pear every now and again.
I wasn't realizing they were going to take it all home.
Yeah.
Next thing, they'll just be uprooting the tree.
Look, you're not using it. I've never seen you take fruit off this thing. I'm going to just take it home. Just wasting your tree.
And more up your alley, it's National Jerky Day.
Oh, no, that I can subscribe to.
You like to make jerky?
Well, no. I like to make jerky. I don't like to clean up after making jerky.
You like to make jerky?
It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. What all do you do? I don't even know how it's done.
Oh, it's easy. You take pretty much any cut of meat.
Yeah.
You marinate it for a while.
Okay. Because the marinade is all that's the taste that's going to be
that's
there.
all it is. Yeah. That's the flavor. The meat's just like the chewy bit.
I used to like the jerky, the ahi jerky from Trader Joe's. Does that still exist?
It's just called Old Fish.
Oh my God, it was so good.
Yeah, you love the Old Fish?
Whatever, it's delicious.
You ever just go hang out behind the hometown buffet?
It's the food of my people.
Oh, that is true. That is the food of your people.
It is also World Oceans Day, speaking of fish.
Speaking of fish, what do we do on World Oceans Day?
We should go take a plunge in the Santa Monica,
One of my friends was just surfing this weekend. He said the water was pleasant.
Not freezing?
That's what I said freezing. He's like, no, it was in the mid-60s.
It's also Thomas Paine Day.
Thomas Paine.
Do you remember who Thomas Paine was? The guy
he was the wrestler, right?
No, this is the pamphlet that said Common Sense. It's also, we call it Free Thinkers Day.
Who's reading Common Sense these days? I feel like everybody should read that before they get a Twitter account.
How's your week going?
So far, so good. Thanks for that.
Also, move right on.
Right turn.
Move right on from Thomas Paine. Clearly, you had no interest in Thomas Paine.
You are going back a couple hundred years. I appreciate that.
Okay.
No, this week was good. This past weekend, I helped plan a summer send-off for my kids' school. So we got like a bunch of bouncy houses. I got a 22-foot high water slide that's 53 feet long.
Because you go to that private school where you have an unlimited budget.
Totally, yeah. We go in the back and shake the money tree right next to the Asian pear tree. They said I could pick as much as I want, so I just go pull off the $100 bills.
That's nice.
And then we had not just one, but 2 taco carts. It was great.
Love it.
And then the slide was fantastic. At the very end of the day, I really wanted to go down it, so I went down with my kids. I climbed up to the top, and the kids were going, there was like maybe 10 kids left, and the kids were going nuts.
Yeah.
And I get up there, and the 6th grader tells me, he's like, okay, go down head first backwards. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, it's super fun, and I haven't broken my neck yet. And I was like, yet. Literally what he said to me. And I was like, all right, here we go. So I did it. I mean, the slide was huge.
Yeah.
And there's like a little pool at the bottom, and I just drilled the pool, not even thinking. As I come up out of the pool, there was like 6 dads standing in a circle that were just covered in water.
Sure.
And they were all laughing because like I just waddled my ass up the slide and came down.
I want to also mention this. We're going to have a couple of interviews coming up. We have
I'm excited about
Connor
this.
Trenier and Jay Chandrasekhar are both coming on. Next week is Connor.
Cool.
Let's get to our headlines.
We should.
An HBO intern accidentally sent out a mass email to subscribers.
Yeah, have you read about this? Oh my God, this is like the best thing I've read all week.
Yeah, and it was an accident, and there was like nothing in the email. It was fairly innocuous.
Like a blank email,
but like everybody got it, right?
Like I think it was supposed to be like an integration test email.
Yeah, and it was just an error. He just by accident,
and it just got out.
And interns make mistakes; it happens, right?
Sure. But then a bunch of people in support of this, anonymous intern have been posting on Twitter their own screw ups with the hashtag Dear Intern.
Oh, I love it.
One woman was like using her desktop calendar to make a monthly note of when she started her menstrual period, and after several months realized she was doing it on a company-wide shared calendar.
Oh my!
She's like, I was 37 years old.
That's not an intern.
Totally. But I think that's the whole point of just being like, these are all the things I've screwed up. There's another guy who he used something like, at least you didn't erase the entire community access TV station's Chiron graphics archive on accident. Signed, a broadcast engineer who once erased all the Chiron graphics at a community access TV station by accident when he was an intern.
Exactly.
I mean, this is like the quote I always bring up, right? Like good judgment comes from experience. Experience comes from bad judgment. You just got to screw up.
I appreciate that everyone is saying in support of this intern, we've all done dumb stuff too.
Totally. I think my other favorite one was this woman who said that when she was 25, she made a PDF assigning each employee in her company to the Muppet that they reminded her the most of.
Sure.
And she meant to send it to her friend, but accidentally sent it to the entire company. And she's like, my boss, and then in parentheses, Beaker, wanted to fire me. Yeah, but the owners, and then in parentheses, Bert and Ernie, intervened. How awesome is that? I'm like, I want to hire you just to be able to have that sort of mindset.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You need things to help you remember who people are when you're new in a company. That's a great one, but obviously don't send it around.
Well, I think of you as a Swedish chef. That's
of course
kind of how
would.
you sound to me.
Also, I just throw things pell-mell all around the studio for no reason.
Totally.
Reddit is going dark.
Yeah, this is kind of interesting. Do you know about this?
I use Reddit morning, noon, and night.
No,
I do.
Do you really?
I use Reddit way more than I should.
Give me your top 3 subs. Go.
Rust, and Rust.
How do you manage all of that excitement all day?
I love Rust.
I also love that they named it Rust.
All right, first of all, when is Reddit going down and why?
Reddit is charging for third-party API access.
Yeah,
and
everybody is, because AIs are eating up all their
data, right? So the problem here is it makes a whole bunch of apps basically useless in July.
Right. Well, the option is their whole service becomes useless when AI sucks in all their data.
Well, I don't know about that. You still have Reddit, I think.
But nobody's going to go there because you're going to go to a much faster route, have the AI answer my Reddit questions.
AI it. So a bunch of subreddits are saying, okay, in protest for this, we're going to host a blackout, which I believe is just coming up in a couple days, June 12th to the 14th.
They're protesting the
pricing.
Turn off.
Yeah, basically the fact that turn off the API or charging access for all of the API.
Yeah.
And with no sort of tiering, no stratification of like.
So they're protesting the fact that the service is doing something to keep itself alive.
Well, I don't think it's quite that easy because you've got, my understanding, I've never moderated a Reddit subreddit, but my understanding is that especially the bigger ones, it's pretty much impossible to do with the Reddit tools. You have to use third-party tools in order to moderate it.
So Reddit just has to make better tools.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they're getting this moderation for free, right? It's the community. Like Reddit doesn't work without moderation.
Sure.
Right? It's just a bunch of trolls.
But I mean, if
around.
Reddit supplied better tools, if they had better tools, then they wouldn't have that
before
problem.
You go turn off all the other tools or give those tools a pass. I think they're going to find a path on
this.
But
AI is coming right now. AI is going to eat your data tonight.
Look, all I can say is June 12th to the 14th are going to be the 2 most productive fucking days of my life. So, thank you.
Because you won't be looking at pages and pages of information on Rust?
No air fryers. just me working away on my Reddit clone.
Amazon is reportedly trying to offer Prime subscribers free cell phone service.
I think this is awesome.
This is really cool.
I mean, they just keep
good
coming
for Amazon.
Up. Yeah. Now, what's crazy about this is I presume, at least to start, they are not going to deploy their own network. That'd be way too hard.
No, and this whole thing is down the road, but they're looking into, can we provide free phone service for our Prime subscribers?
So if they piggyback this off one of the big three, right? Verizon, T-Mobile,
Yeah.
AT&T.
That's what they're doing.
Those guys could be relegated to being back-end providers for a hot minute until they're gone.
For now, and then they won't be.
If they do this deal with Verizon, they're going to be like, oh, there goes half your customers.
Yeah.
I mean, Amazon's going to end up deploying cell sites at some point, I presume.
Oh my gosh.
The robots.
Amazon will be the back end.
They can use the drones to
AT&T,
deploy them.
T-Mobile, and Verizon will go away.
You think so?
If they do this, absolutely.
By the way, I'm not really going to miss them. I've been with AT&T.
They aren't your best friends?
For 27 years.
Yeah.
I've had the same account, the same phone number for 26 of those 27 years. And it's just kind of terrible. But
I have the same phone number for probably more than that, and I moved mine to T-Mobile because the data speeds are blazing.
Way better. Yeah, I know. I probably should.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
I assume they'll start as like an NVMO that doesn't charge money, or
That's
they
what I
charge
presume.
cheap
Or
amount
charge-
of money,
yeah,
$10 a month, cheaper than everybody else who's an NVMO. Most NVMOs are what, $30 for a line, but you have to buy them as a family
Sounds about
plan
right.
or something
Yep.
like
Sounds
that.
about right. I'm kind of surprised Apple hasn't done this.
I thought Microsoft was going to do it.
Oh, yeah?
Honestly, when Microsoft was going to launch the low orbiting satellites, and they were going to do it in partnership with AT&T.
Yeah.
And then AT&T said it's way too expensive. That's crazy.
Sure.
Microsoft turned around and said, at Microsoft, we're not financially constrained. The amazing part of that whole story to me was then Microsoft did not immediately go into the phone service business because they were going to have the satellite capability to do it.
Yeah, crazy.
Chipmaker TSMC needs to hire 4,500 Americans at its new Arizona plant.
Yeah, that's going to be difficult.
Its brutal corporate culture is getting in the way.
I think this is the problem. They don't run their business
The American way.
Yeah.
No, they're
Most
a little
of
less
those-
worker friendly.
Yeah, Chinese and Taiwanese companies can be a little rough.
There
with the
are
transition.
lots of stories of people sleeping in their office for months straight.
Yeah.
12-hour days are standard.
Oh, half
Weekend
day.
shifts are common.
Yeah. Well, what else you can do on the weekend?
Besides work?
Yeah.
Besides make more chips?
Yeah, half day. You got plenty of time to sleep in there and go home. I don't know what's the problem.
I actually know how this is going to work out.
They're going to have to change their plan.
TSMC is going to have to change the way they work.
Yeah.
Maybe things will become more automated. I don't know.
It's kind of fascinating. This is like the inverse of the auto industry, right?
Yeah.
Like the UAW for 20 years, longer, 30 years, was like just pushing back on any sort of automation. We do it the way we've done it. And then you had these foreign automakers, namely BMW and Toyota,
who use a lot of automation.
and would come in, and you have employees there that are happy and paid well and work well, and they're doing just great. And here it's sort of like the opposite, right? Intel doesn't seem to have much of a problem.
You're a dinosaur if you don't make cars the modern way.
Totally.
You don't use that
Yeah.
automation. BYD, which was a battery company in China, had automated processes. And because Chinese labor was so cheap, they got rid of the automated processes. Prices for selling batteries dropped.
Wow, that's crazy.
So they're used to cheap labor. So they're gonna have to make some adjustments.
You have 1.8 bajillion people.
Activision Blizzard fires World of Warcraft game designer for making fun of corporate greed.
Oh, yeah. This is the guy who was like writing a character, right? He said, wow.
Yes, he did. Lampooning generic corporate greed.
Yeah.
A goblin in the game started doing this. And he started doing it in 2019, I think.
Yeah, I feel like maybe they took this one a little bit to heart. Like, hey, you can't make fun of us.
They got upset, yeah. He would say things like, let's call this a cost of living adjustment and no profit sharing and looks like another yacht for me. Time to go back to the office. And they thought this was inappropriate dialogue.
Why did they fire this dude? This is great. This makes me almost want to go get a WoW account.
I don't know why they fired him.
Why not just, I don't know, laugh.
Right.
And
Have
then
some fun at yourself.
hire somebody to make another character to make fun of that dude.
Right. How many people are still using World of Warcraft? How many users are there? Do you know?
86% of them are in the AARP, I'm pretty sure.
Right, because
They're
that
just
user
aging.
base just aged to an older.
I don't think a lot of 12-year-olds are hitting middle school going, oh, I want to play WoW.
Nobody picked it up. It's just people who've played it for years and years and years.
Totally.
Why not let them laugh at you? Who cares?
It would seem like it would make it entertaining and almost make people want to stay subscribed. What do I know? Their revenues, it's flat, but it's still like
Their
$500
revenue is
million
flat.
a year. Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
It's not nothing.
Latest Webb telescope images give a look at stars being born in the Vertigo constellation.
First of all, amazing.
Yeah.
Right? This thing's only
Yeah.
been in space
How
for
is a star
6
born?
months?
An actual star. I don't mean Judy Garland. How is a star born?
Oh, well, when two stars love each other
okay.
a lot.
It's dust and particles that are accumulating, little molecules of
When you after
hydrogen.
your vasectomy, that's exactly what it's like. Just dust. That's what my doctor told me.
Wow.
As you were saying this article, first of all, this is amazing. The web's been up for like 6 months and already delivering this, and we've got years of this to come, which just makes me so happy.
Yeah.
But I feel like we missed an opportunity.
How so?
Because they called it the James Webb Telescope.
Of course.
Which
James Webb was the
James Webb
second
Space Telescope.
guy who ran NASA, if I remember this correctly.
Yes, I believe so. We'll find out soon enough. They should have called it the James Webb browser.
Oh, the web browser. There you go. That's cute.
These are the jokes.
Oh, Wow.
As it turns out, the real guys are on strike. So now it's just me and ChatGPT 2 trying to write some shit. Not going to pay the $20 for the 4. Yeah, I'm very impressed with James Webb and everything this is going to tell us about the world around us. Meanwhile, people are still like, the Earth is flat.
Oh,
and,
sure. You know, the images that are coming back from James Webb, they're so beautiful and colorful and all of that. And you think, wow, we've really mastered this color photography. It's all like colorized.
Yeah, Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah, exactly. Which is fine because it has to take its pictures in what? Infrared.
Infrared, yeah.
Right? It's looking through time.
No, it takes it in black and white.
Is that right?
They didn't think to put a color camera on the
like
thing.
a nice Pan-X,
like,
a roll
you know
of
what we should
Pan-X.
have done? We should have put one of those color cameras on there. Nope, put a black and white sensor. Really missed an opportunity
Didn't
on
think
that.
that through very well.
Nope, NASA.
ChatGPT took their jobs. Now they walk dogs and fix air conditioners.
I don't fully understand the
This
title.
was in the Washington Post.
Yeah, I saw this.
And the article is about people who lost their jobs to AI. Yes.
These are people that are like, I mean, I'm being a little facetious here, but they're like, oh, I've got a job forever. I'm never going to get automated out. And it's like, no, you're a really shitty copywriter. You should probably either be better or do something else.
If you write, well, it's hard to be better if you're writing like real estate copy or low end copy like that. I don't mean to be pejorative when I say that. It's just there's a certain type of copy where you don't have to surprise someone you're writing things that are expected.
You need
ChatGPT does that really well.
I think where you need volume over content, right? Like over quality, I should say. Where you need content over quality, where you just have like a mill.
Well, but it's perfectly okay for it to be a predictable thing. The text to be predictable. You don't want that in a drama. You don't want that in a show.
Yeah.
But you don't mind that in real estate copy or whatever.
A couple things out of this. One, I think you're going to see an increase in vocational schooling, which is probably a good thing. For a while.
Until the
robots figure that out.
Bots can do those jobs. Yes.
Fuck, once they figure out podcasts, we are donezo.
That's true.
And then the other thing that I thought was fascinating is there's like this Belgian company was like working on a building somewhere, presumably in Belgium. They have like those, the covers they put up on the outside of the scaffolding. Yeah. And it said something like, hey, ChatGPT, finish this building. Sure. Which I thought is kind of hysterical. And then within minutes of them posting this, somebody posted a meme where it says that on top and on the bottom is one of those Boston Dynamic robots like carrying the boards up the stairs and shit. And you're just like, well,
that's coming. Okay, enough with the headlines. Up next, CJ is going to talk about some super exclusive clubs. We're reviewing clubs now, really?
Yeah, we're going to start with the big ones.
All right, good. Let's go.
A Night at the Roxbury. Do you remember the Roxbury? Did you ever go there?
No. What's the Roxbury?
I've been to the Roxbury.
I've been on the Roxbury, the road, the street.
No, there was a club on Sunset Boulevard called the Roxbury. When I moved here, you would wait in line and not get in. It was like for a couple of years, it was the royalty of Hollywood scene sort of thing.
No, I'm old enough that not getting in was a benefit.
You were a lot of fun.
They say on the NBA, they always have that slogan, go big or go home.
Sure.
They're really undervaluing how much I want to go home.
You're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The only thing they could say even better was go big or go to bed. And I'd be like, well, done deal.
Very Larry David of you. Like, all right, I'm going home.
I'm good. I'm fine. Great. Let's go home.
Hey, your terms, buddy.
Don't make an offer you can't honor.
Yeah, exactly. So I had come across this super exclusive ejection tie club. Do you know what this is?
No.
Oh boy, you're going to strap in. You're going to have a fun ride.
Say it with me. Ejection tie club. What is that?
Tie club. You're going to find out. And it got me thinking, what other exclusive clubs are out there that you can't just buy your way into? The first one I came across is called the Rubble Club. You want to take a guess what that is?
Barney Rubble and his family, and they have a club.
This is going to be a short segment, folks.
You're just so talking to the wrong guy. I do not have any interest in clubs. It's never been anything I've wanted to be a part of.
These aren't like clubs you go to. These are like clubs that you get in for doing something. Right?
Okay. Like Mensa.
Like an achievement.
Yes,
yeah, like Mensa, but less,
but more
elitist.
Exclusive.
Yeah, more exclusive. Exactly.
Mensa is like 2 people out of 100. There's nothing exclusive about Mensa.
Yeah, they're raging fun at parties. By the way,
I'm sure
they will tell you how to spell words you've never even heard of. The Rubble Club. So imagine you've spent months or even years designing a structure that you expect to sort of grace the skyline for generations.
Oh, like an architect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody designs buildings.
So these guys recognize the necessity of having like a support network for those who have had their work destroyed.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's the Rubble Club, right?
That's awesome.
So this is like the late 90s in the UK. And it was like when they would see this demise of their own work, they're like, So this guy,
we need a support network.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Itzy Metzstein came up with the concept of this at the Aberdeen School of Architects during their external examination dinner. He said, okay, to gain admittance, there are 3 requirements.
Okay.
The architect must be living.
Who made the original building that's now torn down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Their building must have been built with the expectation of permanence.
Yeah.
So we can't do like a temporary whatever festival structure.
It's not a pop-up.
And it must have been deliberately destroyed without the architect's involvement.
Do they often go back to the architect when they want to destroy a building?
Well, or like they want to replace it with something, or like it's got to be a whole different thing. This guy, John Glenday, who's the Rebel Club secretary, he describes the network as, quote, a kind of AA support group for distressed architects. He said that he was hopeful that the group could expand. Most people don't appreciate the energy and commitment it takes to build something or the trauma of seeing it destroyed overnight. Losing all the material and creativity is very stressful.
Sure.
He said in terms of number of members that there's no actual member list. He just said, and I love this quote, we are unique in that the self-knowledge is the only route to membership, which is kind of like
knowing who we are.
Your own scarlet letter.
Sure.
And I'm not going to talk about this deeply today, but this reminds me of another article I came across recently who was from an engineer, and he talked about how everything that he's built in the past 20 years
has been rendered obsolete.
Is now technical debt.
Sure.
Like you literally spent your career building shit that now some other asshole has to replace.
Although they're standing on your shoulders in most cases.
Without a doubt, right? So you'd have some reasons that were really good reasons to replace buildings, like precast concrete that they did in the 60s they thought would last forever.
Sure.
And they're like, turns out.
Not so much. Yeah, concrete used to be like strong as 4,100 pounds per square inch.
Believe you.
And it's now, 41,000 pounds per square inch. We've really improved concrete.
Concrete follows Moore's law.
Does it?
I just made that up.
It didn't because for forever it was like 4,100 pounds, and now it's 41,000 pounds.
Great.
It just all of a sudden we figured out.
That means now I can walk on that concrete with high heels and not leave a mark.
You will get no marks for sure.
So that's the Rebel Club, Project Steve. You're going to love Project Steve.
Okay.
According to the National Center for Science Education, or the NCSE, creationist groups often will put together these lists as a way to legitimize themselves of the very few scientists who don't support the theory of evolution.
Okay.
So they're basically saying, look, these handful of scientists don't believe in evolution, therefore it must not be true, therefore we are right. So the NCSE thought it'd be silly to list all of the other scientists that believe in this, which is basically all of them.
Right.
And they decided instead to fight back with a list of its own, and they call it Project Steve.
Okay.
The members of Project Steve, there's almost 1,500 of them as of March of this year, explicitly defend evolution as a scientific fact. They also happen to be named Steve, or some variation of Steve.
Is that true?
Yes.
Why is that the case?
Because their point is they take a very small subset of the scientists and say only the guys named Steve can join this club and support evolution. So it's like this total tongue-in-cheek joke.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
It's hilarious. So creationists draw up these lists, right, to convince the public that evolution is somehow being rejected by scientists and that it's a theory in crisis, right? The NCSE has been like, we don't want to build a list of thousands of scientists affirming what's valid. We also don't think that it should be a race to see who, the number of
who
people
has more,
They're like, this is just fact. So Project Steve pokes fun at this practice. And because Steves are only about 1% of scientists, it makes the point that tens of thousands of scientists support evolution. And it honors the late Stephen Jay Gould, who's an evolutionary biologist. Yeah. So I saw this and I'm just like, how have I not known about you my entire life?
That's awesome.
And a good friend of mine who is a legitimate scientist and is named Steve.
Sure.
I'm going to follow up with this episode and be like, dude, you need to get your name on this list, because why not? It's pretty spectacular. And I'll put a link in the show notes. You can literally go look at this thing. And there's a list there of all these Steves that, and something like 60% of them are biologists or life sciences. They're just people that actually study this shit and go, looks like evolution is a real thing.
A thing, yes.
How fun is that?
That's really fun.
So that's Project Steve. Now, the Caterpillar Club. You want to take a guess what that is?
People who drive the Caterpillar tractors.
You know what? It's funny. That's exactly what I thought when I saw it.
Yeah.
I didn't go to collecting caterpillars. I went to guys driving the Caterpillar construction equipment.
Sure. I was guessing. I have no idea.
I think you and I are both aspire for that to be our gigs. Just driving around big
I've driven one.
front loaders. I know they're pretty cool.
It's super fun.
The Caterpillar Club originated in Dayton, Ohio in 1922. It's a worldwide club for aviators, military and commercial, who have saved their lives with a parachute in an emergency.
Saved their own lives with a parachute in an emergency. In other words, they had to jump from a plane.
Ditch a plane, not on purpose, you can't, be skydiving.
Of course.
So it all started with this Army test pilot named Harold Harris. And in October of 1922, he was flying a Loening W-2A monoplane fighter in a mock dogfight with a friend. His plane had been equipped the day before with experimental aerodynamically balanced ailerons. After taking off from the test center in Dayton, near where the Wright brothers first tested their plane, his plane suddenly rocked violently and Harris found he could not control it.
Yeah.
He had to bail. So I love this part. He just stood up in the cockpit, was sucked out by the slipstream, and then after 3 tries, he found and pulled his parachute's ripcord. Main chute opened about 500 feet above the streets of Dayton.
Oh, my.
And he landed. So looking up, he admired how beautiful...
500 feet this close.
Is close. Looking up, he admired the beautiful silk from which the parachute was made and marveled at how white and clean it was.
Yeah.
He was the first American known to be saved by a manually operated parachute in an emergency jump from a disabled aircraft.
Wow.
So basically the media in Dayton got together.
So before that, everybody just died.
Just basically died.
Yeah.
So the caterpillar is sort of obviously symbolic of the silkworm, which lets itself descend gently to earth from heights by spinning a silky thread to hang from. Parachutes in the early days made from pure silk.
Sure.
Right? So their motto, the Caterpillars Club motto, is life depends on a silken thread. And those who have used a parachute to survive a disabled aircraft are entitled to contact the parachute maker for a pin and a little certificate to validate their admittance. Can't get in if you plan on jumping out of the plane, even if there was an accident that caused you to jump before schedule, which I thought was fantastic little exclusion.
Right.
So if you're planning on jumping out of the plane and the plane catches on fire and you jump out, you still can't join the club.
Cannot, because your plan was to jump out.
Your plan was to jump out anyway.
Your plan had to be to land with the plane.
So something else that came out of this that I think was fascinating, right? Like, so there's thousands of people that are in this Caterpillar Club.
There's another club of people who had airplanes crash into their house that were not manned.
Totally. Yeah, they're in the Farmers Insurance Club, I think is what they call that.
Sure.
So interestingly, this club was started by the Irvin Air Chute Company.
Okay.
And the backstory on this is awesome. In 1919, Leslie Irvin, a 24-year-old stuntman from California, demonstrated the first free drop parachute.
Wow.
He made the chute himself on a borrowed sewing machine.
Well, sure, you don't want to buy the machine if you're not committed to it. You got to find out if it works.
And then this dude jumped out of a plane. Like,
that's crazy.
How crazy is that, right? Flying safety experts were so impressed that the American Air Force and British Royal Air Force promptly adopted the parachute as standard equipment.
How did he know it would work and everyone else didn't?
I have no idea, but I feel like this is probably another segment we should talk about at some point.
That's really interesting.
So that came in 1919, right? And initially the Irvine company, you had to have an Irvine chute in order to get this. Now nobody cares. Like if you have a parachute saves your life.
The patent's worn out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 1919. That's the Caterpillar Club. Let's take this up one more notch.
Okay.
The Ejection Tie Club. This is what started this whole segment.
Oh, this is the one you wouldn't tell me earlier.
Yeah. Okay. So if you've ever used a Martin Baker ejection seat to escape an aircraft in an emergency,
can I count the times?
Then you've qualified to join the Ejection Tie Club.
Okay.
The first pilot to be accepted into the club was a Royal Air Force serviceman who ejected over what was then Rhodesia in January of 1957. Mm-hmm. Since then, the club has had over 6,000 registered members. So you talk about number of planes that have been dumped.
Yeah.
They got 6,000 right there.
Can he both be a member of the Ejection Tie Club and the Caterpillar Club?
So, you know,
the Venn diagram of members has to be some overlap there.
You would think, right? Because all of those Ejection Tie Clubs have parachutes on them.
Sure, that's how they survive the ejection.
But it's on the parachute. The Ejection Tie Club is kind of a bigger deal than a parachute because when you pull that handle, you experience like 12 to 30 Gs.
Sure. It shoots.
Like it basically tries to kill you.
Yes.
Right? Because it's like, well, look, you're going to die if we don't get you out of here.
Right.
So we're just going to shoot you through a plate of glass.
And do you break the plate of glass? I mean, it breaks away, or how do you get through the glass?
Some of them blow off, some you go through.
You actually break.
Some you go through.
And it's sending you with that kind of force. And how does that not break your neck?
In some cases, I think it does. They don't talk about it here, but I'm pretty sure there's a number of folks that do not survive ejection. Ejection is not like 100% guarantee.
No, of course. It's the last resort.
Yeah, it's almost fatal on helicopters.
Well, almost.
That was a long way to go for that joke. It's a long way to go. If you time it just right.
Sure.
The primary objective of the Ejection Tie Club is to provide a distinctive tie to be worn with civilian clothing, which provides a visible sign of the member's common bond. Mm-hmm. Every club member gets a certificate, a membership card, a patch, a tie, a pin, or a brooch, and the memorabilia depicts a red triangle warning sign, which is the recognized international danger symbol for an ejection seat.
Wow.
So there are a bunch of awesome stories and pictures on the Martin Baker website. I'll put a link in the notes for this episode, but it's people talking about their experiences, and they pretty much all end with and because of your seat that worked flawlessly, I was able to see my wife, have kids, and ultimately enjoy my grandkids.
Because the people who didn't survive, they weren't around to write on their website.
Turns out, you got a little survivor bias on that, literally. The Bremont Watch Company and Martin Baker, they collaborated to design and build this what they call the Ultimate Aviation Watch. And the Bremont MB1, MB2 watch successfully endured 12 to 30 G throughout the first second of ejection.
Oh my word.
So these are the first watches to ever go through a live ejection seat testing program. Back in 2015, Jimmy Fallon stumbled upon one of these watches when he was in London. He ordered one for his father-in-law, who successfully ejected in 1961, which is kind of nuts. And he got it and he did like a whole reveal on his show when his father-in-law was there. It's super cool. Now, Martin Baker has about 50% market share, but it also turns out that Collins Aerospace, a U.S. company who also makes ejection seats, has their own club for those that ejected called the Grasshopper Club.
Oh, Grasshopper is great. That's a great image.
Right? How shitty would it be to eject from a plane and you think you're getting like into the famed Thai club, and then you realize that your seat's like a great value ejection seat from Walmart and there's no club. And you're like, well, good, I'm alive. But like you go to Walmart and they just give you like a soda.
How many?
You're just like, fuck. Those guys get a tie and a little pin. They're like, you can have all the Coke you want, just this one visit. Pretty crazy story. Martin Baker Ejection Thai Club, worth checking out.
Very cool.
I've got one more for you.
Okay.
I saved my favorite for last.
Okay.
The 300 Club. This is reserved for a super exclusive group of adventurers who will subject themselves to one of the most physically grueling scenarios one could imagine. A 300-degree Fahrenheit swing.
Ooh.
Now for you,
How do
that's
you not-
167 degrees Celsius. I did the math for
Right.
you.
How do you not
Die.
freeze to a popsicle?
How do you not die?
Or die from heat? Yes.
So first you got to head south, way south.
Okay.
As far as you can go south.
Okay.
Then once you get to the South Pole, you need to warm yourself up in a 200-degree Fahrenheit sauna at the Amundsen Scott Research Station on Antarctica.
Okay.
You're in a sauna to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Next, you must streak naked around the nearby ceremonial South Pole while temperatures are minus 100 degrees Fahrenheit or colder.
Yikes.
That's how you get into the club.
You die from the sauna. 200 degrees Fahrenheit sauna is incredibly hot.
Yeah, I don't think you have to be in there for a long time. I don't think there's a limit to the
couldn't.
time. Although I think most saunas are like in the 180s.
Is that right?
So according to the Atlantic, quote, one participant described the experience of running outside as feeling like somebody was hitting me with a tennis racket full of needles.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
How terrible does that sound?
It sounds awful.
Here's what's more interesting to this. It doesn't always reach minus 100 degrees Fahrenheit in Antarctica.
Yeah.
So when it does, you've got to be ready to go. And this is like a thing they do. Like you can read on, like I found this ancient HTML page on the South Pole Station website where they actually talk about this. And this is such a super exclusive club because first of all, the number of people that have been to Antarctica.
Almost nobody
is
down
like
there, right?
Nobody.
Right.
And the number of people that are dumb enough to do this is an even smaller group. And then the ones that actually can do it because it's minus 100 degrees on that day, which is like typically like mid-August is the only time it gets that cold.
Right.
It's the only time you can do it.
How many 300 clubbers are there?
I could not find the answer to that. I did look. I'm going to guess it's a pretty small number, probably in like, dozens, maybe hundreds. But I think we should do it.
No, I'm not going to do that.
What are you doing in August?
I hate being cold.
Which one of these clubs would you want to join?
Well, I used to go to the California Club a lot. Because the chicken was good.
I really like a club sandwich.
Yeah, no, the
Little
food
bit of
was
bacon.
good.
None of these clubs. So you're saying you're passing on any of these?
I don't want to eject out of a plane. I don't want to go down a parachute.
Okay.
I'm out of that. If I have to join one, it's going to be the Rubble Club.
Just go design a building, watch it get torn down.
And, if I designed a building, they're going to tear it down anyway.
Why would you just join
I don't
Project
have
Steve?
those skills.
Just change your name to Steve and Doyce Evolution.
It involves changing my name. And that's, again, I don't want to change my phone number.
You don't like any of this. So really the 300
When
Club
I
would be
switch to the
easiest
Amazon
one.
service for my phone service,
You
I'm
keep your phone
bringing
number?
my phone number.
All right. Well, up next, Jeff's going to talk about currency, apparently.
Yes.
Money, moolah, dough.
That's
and
true.
What's this about Trump bucks?
Well, you got to find out, aren't you?
Oh, boy. Are they green or are they orange?
Make America wealthy again. I do not usually like to talk about politics on this show.
Me neither.
It's not a very interesting thing to me generally
But it is funny.
Because mostly, for most of the world, it has a momentary effect.
Yep.
What's going on is affecting some people. If your country is about to kill you and you need to escape and you can't get in our border, that story is really super important.
Of course.
Broadly for the world, someone who is beaming energy back from a satellite to the Earth that you can now use, that will affect the world much more.
AI fixing your plumbing. Big deal.
That will be a huge deal. So those are more the stories that I'm generally interested in just as a person observing the world. There were websites who were selling Trump bucks.
Yeah.
So I'm violating everything I just said now to tell you this story. Bear with me. There were websites that were selling Trump bucks to some of the former president's most ardent supporters.
Yeah.
The scam promised investors they would get rich if the disgraced former president is reelected in 2024.
Oh boy.
As part of the Trump rebate banking system, Trump bucks were sold as a potentially highly valuable tender that would be made legal when Trump returned to power.
So they called it the Trump rebate banking system?
This is a name they made up. It sounds very official, doesn't it?
They should have called it the Trump rebate deposit system.
Well, sure.
Turds. Buy your turds here, everybody.
I like that. Mm-hmm. Victims of the con invested thousands of dollars in the fake currency plastered with Trump's face.
This is terrible.
One man invested $2,200 in Trump bucks and other merchandise, only to find out the Trump bucks were useless when he tried to cash them in at the bank.
Now, I don't know this man, but I mean, I might, but I doubt it. I kind of presume presume he probably didn't have $2,200 to go throw at some worthless paper.
Unfortunately, those are the people who get conned the most. Yeah.
I'm glad you're back to doing the pick-me-up stories. This is great. I'm like, hey, we run around in the snow and it's really cold. And you're like, this guy lost all of his money to worthless paper.
This is really a story about how we used to trade chickens. When we wanted to buy something, we'd carry around chickens and we'd trade physical objects. Yeah. And then eventually we got currency. We had little things like a certificate for a gold deposit. This represents a gold bar and I give it to you. And in exchange, you give me, admission to your Laker game. Whatever the trade was.
Exactly how it worked. Excuse me, Jerry. I got some gold bars here. Can I get in? Yeah.
It made me want to look into, though, what is currency? And more specifically, because currency can be that receipt for that gold bar that's in Fort Knox or whatever. That actually might refer to a specific bar of gold or silver. Certificate like that might actually refer to a certain number of ounces of precious metal. I'm not interested in that.
Okay.
What is a fiat currency? Okay. Are you familiar with this term, fiat currency?
Like Beanie Babies, right?
That's not a currency. It's an asset bubble, but sure.
In the 90s, man, we traded those things like currency. Let me tell you.
More traditionally, a fiat currency is a currency that has nothing to back it. And I understand Beanie Babies didn't have anything to back them either.
You're not backed by like a physical good. You're backed by the goodwill, not even the goodwill, but like the strength of the nation behind it typically, right?
I can explain that, and I'll explain that in 1 second.
Use small words. I'm a tiny man.
Okay.
Backed by like it's not the word goodwill. It's like it's two words with a conjunction between them. It's like the faith and not faith and
full faith and credit of the United States.
Full faith and credit. Yeah, full faith and credit of the United States.
That's kind of meaningless because I could make it, I could write that it's backed by the full faith and credit of Paul. Doesn't mean anything. It's a fiat currency. It's not a receipt for something.
Yeah, okay.
So specifically, like, for example, a deed to a house could be a large piece of currency.
Okay.
Because it's backed by something. But it's not a fiat currency. The fiat currency doesn't have something it represents.
Fiat means it's more universal?
No, it means that it's just let it be. The term literally just means let it be.
Fiat means
creating,
let it be?
Yeah, creating out of whole cloth.
That would have been a way worse Beatles song if they just kept saying fiat. I'm not going to sing it here on the show, but it would be terrible.
No, go ahead, sing a bar.
Nope. We don't have enough listeners to lose.
Total currency the U.S. has in circulation is around $2,344 billion. Now, that data is a little old. That's as of May 31st, 2023.
So imagine if like Bezos just showed up to Goldman Sachs and was like, hey,
I want it all.
I want to withdraw.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm sorry, sir. And he's like, I didn't ask for fucking excuses. You know who I am? You ever want to get a package in less than 2 days? You need my fucking money is what you're going to do. And they're like, yes, Mr. Bezos. And they go in the back and they're like,
how are we going to get this?
Yeah, so that guy wants his money. And you're like, fuck, we knew this was going to happen. The supervisor comes back and says, sir, can we just Venmo it to you? No. The little box on our check isn't big enough for that number. Get it in nickels. I don't fucking care. Come on, I'm burning time here.
It would cost a fortune to have that many nickels.
Hey, I didn't ask for problems. I asked for solutions. Okay?
Yes, Mr. Bezos.
Just call the mint.
Yes, Mr. Bezos.
That just would be fun.
So the U.S. dollar is a fiat currency.
Okay.
Bitcoin
Yeah.
is also a fiat currency.
Yeah.
Supposedly, there's $1 trillion worth of Bitcoin out in the world. The reality is there's much, much less than that.
Yeah.
Most of it is on USB drives sitting in a landfill somewhere.
Sure, I know that guy. Well, I don't know him, but I know of him.
That's backed by other people believing that you can use that Bitcoin to buy things and you will get something in exchange back for it.
But I always thought, you said Bitcoin is a fiat currency. I always thought that they were opposed against a fiat currency. They opposed they
were against the Fed. They were against someone who could inflate the currency or deflate the currency based upon, manipulating the volume of currency. They felt it would be more stable if you didn't have someone like the Fed interacting.
You have an algorithmic, well-known documented approach to currency growth.
Right. The problem with that is if you look at currency before we had the Fed, there was even more volatility than there is now. The Fed actually is a fairly effective mechanism.
Sure.
What stands behind a currency like Bitcoin is just the people believing that it can be traded for something. What stands behind the U.S. dollar is the world's largest consumer of goods. The literally people paying the highest number of employees anywhere in the world.
Yep.
And because they're paying them in U.S. dollars, those IOUs have some validity. So the question then becomes, is a coupon a fiat currency? Let's say you have a $1 coupon for Baskin and Robbins ice cream.
Okay.
You get $1 off if you present this coupon at time of purchase.
Yep.
Is that a fiat currency?
I have faith and belief in Baskin Robbins. Give me $1 off.
100%.
By the way, I'll give you a quarter for that right now.
You're going to buy a discount?
Give me a goddamn coupon. I don't know where the segment's going. I want some ice cream. In a very small way, it seems to be, right? I trust that they're going to give me the $1.
Right.
And it's worth $1 to me.
It's worth exactly $1. Yeah. In a very practical sense, a coupon is nothing more than a piece of fiat currency.
Yeah.
It has a very specialized specialized use.
Sure.
But then a dollar has a specialized use too. If you go to Europe and you go to try to buy something in a shop with a dollar, many of the shops won't take the dollar.
Take it, they'll charge you a premium. Everybody takes dollars.
Well, that's true.
So yes, even though it's a fiat currency, the U.S. dollar will retain value far, far into the future.
Until it's replaced by Dogecoin. You heard it here, folks. Stack up on your Dogecoin.
All right, so let's go back to the Trump bucks for just a minute.
Okay.
Products were advertised online as kind of a golden ticket that will help propel Trump's 2024 bid and make the real patriots who support him rich when they cash in.
Great.
The scheme preyed upon the less informed, those who could least afford it, as usual. One disabled woman lost tens of thousands of dollars.
Terrible.
Now, here's where AI comes into the picture.
Okay.
AI was used to promote the scheme. Deep fakes of celebrities endorsing the Trump bucks were used to promote it.
So, I mean, this is a terrible, but I think accurate synopsis. AI is just going to start eating the left side of the bell curve, right?
That's exactly what the point that we're getting to.
It's just going to eat its way to the right side. And then at some point, people are going to go, maybe I should second guess this.
So while I don't normally love stories about politics, looking at this more broadly, this is a huge trend of what we need to be, aware of. And
having learned some hard lessons in my life, I've always been optimistic that I'm like, I learned this lesson when it was expensive, but relatively speaking, not really expensive.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to apply to the disabled woman that lost tens of thousands of dollars.
She'll never get her money back.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, that might have been a big dent for her and not a small dent. Like, it wasn't like, you just got the training wheels taken off on your bike. Like, that's.
But as technologists, we need to find ways so that people can know this is a deep fake.
Yeah.
This is not actually Donald Trump saying, let's make America wealthy again, which is what one of the ads said.
Lovely.
There's no proof that Trump even knew this thing existed.
Yeah, of course.
This is just grifters.
But I also would say it'd be hard to know if he did or didn't say it based on that video anyway, because there's no like center arrow there of consistency. But that's a separate
Well, I'm
point.
sure that's why they were able to fool so many people.
Totally. This kind of reminds me a little bit of what happened in the news, I think earlier this week or last, the Target ad. So, Target's been in the news for supporting Pride, Pride Month.
Sure.
And then there was some like images going around. From Target, and these were hysterical. I'll put the link in the show notes of like kids wearing demonic costumes.
The satanic image.
The satanic
those weren't going around. Target didn't put those out.
No, it was all AI.
AI put those out.
But the point is, people, and I hope. I mean, oh man, come on, humanity, help me out here. I hope the people that are seeing this and being like, oh, look at Target, they're terrible, and then they find out later that those were faked. I hope they go, oh, okay, lesson learned.
Yes.
Sadly, I don't think that's the case because they're working their way up the hill to the top of the bell curve.
It's something they want to believe.
That's like a little.
No, I know, but it's also something that supports their narrative.
Yeah.
So it was easy.
So it's way easier to believe. Yeah, I get that.
Right. I'm sure they just went quiet when they found out that Target had nothing to do with this stuff.
Sure.
They don't actually sell this stuff.
Yeah, I don't think there was a big
generated.
inflection or a reflection point there.
Another one of the AI ads, Elon Musk appears to say that the Trump certificate is not a joke. It's real. Everyone needs to get as many as they can. I spent $1 million on Trump certificates, and this week I'm going to cash out my Trump items. Soon I will be the richest person on the planet again.
Wow.
It really appears to be Elon Musk saying that.
I mean, that's...
You could see it from all the sites that existed that were selling this. The sellers tapped an audience that believes Trump's ouster was part of a great conspiracy and that by investing in the Trump rebate banking system, Trump will reward their loyalty by making them rich. And the whole scheme was shut down last week thanks to some terrific investigative journalism at NBC.
Wow.
All right, we got to get out of here, but quickly before we do, have you seen or read anything good this last week?
I have. There was a big series finale this week. You know what it was?
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso, that's right. Yeah. So I'm calling it a season finale.
By the way, don't give any spoilers because I haven't seen it.
I'm calling it a series finale. We don't really know. I attended a watch party with some of my really good friends, so some of which work on Ted Lasso. When the season 3 premiere dropped, we were not able to get together that night, the same group of guys. So we all synced and watched it in our own homes with banter via text. We basically tried to group watch, which was really fun. My wife was not amused by this process.
No.
And she dubbed us literally the Golden Girls. She's like, you guys are just bitching to each other. You look like the Golden Girls. It prompted us to not watch the show for 45 minutes and try to figure out who was who.
Yes, of course.
Right? Because there's 4 of us and there's 4 of them. Do you want to guess who it became clear I was of the whole?
Betty White.
Sophia.
Estelle Getty?
Estelle Getty.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which was pretty awesome.
Why were you Estelle Getty?
Well, because we already had a grumpy person. That was Dorothy.
Yeah.
And then we already had sort of a vain person, and that was Blanche. So that was kind of me and Betty White.
Okay.
But then the other guy who's kind of like more of a space cadet than me,
oh,
we were like,
fantastic.
oh, you should probably be Betty White. And then they're like, well, you're just a smart ass that always has something to say. So you're Sophia. And I'm totally happy with that.
That was totally Sophia.
I'm
That was
totally
completely
happy,
Sophia,
right?
sure.
So I'm very proud to be Sophia. So anyway, I'd recommend the Ted Lasso season finale. I will not give any spoilers. It's really good.
I will get to it. I'm a little behind on my viewing.
Well, me too. I've seen 2 episodes of season 3.
Oh, okay. So
the premiere
and the finale. You didn't want to watch the whole thing before you watched the finale?
I very, very much wanted to watch the whole
We're
thing.
nothing alike.
No.
I would
Hold
have
on.
absolutely said no to that.
I did say no to it, but then I got serious FOMO of not being there.
Yeah.
So I literally decided to go 10 minutes before they viewed and drove over to their house, and they're all surprised to see me. I'm like, I'm going to enjoy the experience with them more.
Yeah.
And they even said, they're like, look, you don't need to see the continuity. You need to see the finale. So I do know how it ends, and now I'm going to go back and watch the rest of season 3.
Wow. So I don't have FOMO. What I have is the opposite of that. It's an excuse for missing out.
Sure.
It's a benefit. It's not an
excuse for missing out. EFM.
EFM.
EFMO.
Yes.
FMO. I've got FMO. That's even better. Hey, do you have any FOMO? No, FMO.
FMO.
Oh, all right. Why are you so grumpy, Dorothy?
I am recommending a play this week.
Play?
It's called A Soldier's Play. It's a revival of a classic from 40 years ago. The cast is incredible. The writing is great. Norm Lewis is spectacular. Eugene Lee, Will Adams. Wow. Playing at the Amundsen Theater in Los Angeles through June 25th. Highly, highly recommended.
This is the first time you plugged something not on Apple TV.
Well, I'm sure it'll be on Apple TV because this is so good. Somebody ought to shoot it and stream it.
You are not going to get your Vision Pro from Tim. He's going to be very grumpy about this. Well, that's pretty cool. I don't know if I can check that out. I feel like bringing 2 little kids to a play sounds like a terrible idea for them.
Probably have to go kidless, yes.
Yeah, that sounds lovely.
It's fun because I go in the audience and I am the youngest person there, and I'm not young
by a lot,
but I'm the youngest person there for
Everyone
sure.
refers to you as a whippersnapper.
Yes,
when you're there, quiet down, you little whippersnapper.
That's the episode.
Thank you for joining us for all this nonsense, a truly terrible podcast from The Awful Company. Visit us on the web at nonsense.productions. I'm Steve Little.
I'm Jeff Parker.
If you like this program, please follow, download, subscribe, and like at Apple, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, our favorite Overcast, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
Podcastindex.org. Very excited. Next week we should have Connor Trenier sitting right here with us. Special thanks to our floor director, Chris Jackson.
Very much looking forward to Connor, and special thanks to Chris Jackson, or as I know him, Clyde. I named him after the orangutan from Any Which Way But Loose. We'll be here every Thursday morning for more nonsense. Please join us. Right turn, Clyde.